everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crafty Beer Reviews. Today I will be reviewing Clown Shoe's Genghis Pecan Pecan Pie Porter. So this is an interesting beer. They are using brown sugar as well as toasted pecans in this one in an effort to recreate liquid pecan pie. So that should be pretty cool. As you guys may or may not be aware of, Clown Shoes just started distributing to Ohio about 2 months ago. Really awesome stuff. They have gotten stuff like their Vampire Slayer and some of their bigger beers, but those have sold out very quickly, so hopefully we will see those return. I was not able to get my hands on them, but I'm sure at some point I will. I am really looking forward to this one because even though I'm not much of a sweets person, I do enjoy the occasional slice of pecan pie. So let's go ahead, check out the aroma, see what we're working with. Well, for the most part, it just kind of smells like your traditional porter right off the bat. You get a nice kind of blend of slightly dark chocolate, a little bit of milk chocolate in there, a light roast, almost like our light roasted coffee. There's a very, very subtle nuttiness, but it's really kind of in the background, not prominent. I don't recall pecans when I smell it. It just kind of smells like a generic nuttiness. There's a little like caramel, brown sugar type of sweetness in there, but the biggest thing I'm getting is a nice chocolate smell. So far, it does not remind me of pecan pie, but let's go ahead, take our first sip. Yep, right away, just like in the aroma, I'm definitely getting the milk chocolate. There's a little bit of bittersweet dark chocolate in there as well. Definitely getting some of that nuttiness. Again, though, it's not specifically pecans. At least that's not what it tastes like to me. Just your generic nuttiness. Definitely some of that brown sugar caramel sweetness in the back end, and then there's a nice lingering bitterness so that it doesn't become cloyingly sweet, which is really good because with this type of beer I was kind of worried that it might be too sweet, but really there's enough bitterness in here to balance those sweeter notes as well. It's got a medium light body. It has a very slightly creamy mouthfeel. It's not particularly coating, but it is slightly creamy. And then, as I mentioned, it does have that bitterness, so it doesn't become too cloying, which is definitely good because even though I do like certain sweet beers, others just are way over the top for me, and I wasn't really sure how this one was going to pan out. It's a decent enough beer, but I don't think it quite nails the liquid pecan pie, at least not for me. That being said, maybe that's a good thing, and maybe the only way that you can really do that is to use extracts, which some breweries in particular are guilty of, but I'm not here to name names. So yeah, this is a decent enough porter, but that being said, it doesn't really remind me of pecan pie. So as far as rating goes, guys, I'm going with an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a decent porter. You get the milk and dark chocolate. You get a touch of that roasted coffee. Not much, though. There's some of that nuttiness, again, just a generic nuttiness. And then some of that brown sugar caramel type of sweetness. And then a little bit of hot bitterness just to tie everything together. So there's sweet notes that are balanced out with those bitter notes as well, which is really nice. So it's a decent beer, but it doesn't quite live up to the name. And as usual, I love that Clown Shoes artwork. They really do some funny labels. Alright guys, so for my musical recommendation, well, since this reminds me, or at least the name reminds me, of my mom's pecan pie that she makes that's really good. Thinking of home, I want you guys to check out a band that used to be local for me in North Carolina. They are called the Avid Brothers, and they are a folk rock bluegrass group. Their last few records have been a little disappointing because they signed with Rick Rubin and now they're a little overprocessed. Stuff happens, right? But I want you to check out their 2003 record, A Carolina Jubilee. It is just really awesome. It's full of energy. They have some awesome ballads, and if you like folk, rock, and bluegrass, it just melds all those styles so well together. So very good stuff. Alright guys, that does it for this beer review, and remember, I hope whatever you're doing involves good craft beer. See ya.